large intestine due to excess of energy also is addressed by this one needle. Any problems with the large intestine with excess energy is also addressed with the point on the urinary bladder. It goes even beyond depletion of sun, which is the sun of element water, wood, and the organs which corresponds to element wood based on the characteristic features are very good. Liver and gallbladder. Excellent. Now, the polarity which conforms to urinary bladder, gallbladder. Absolutely. So if there is any problem pertaining to the gallbladder as a result of depletion of energy is also addressed when you use any point that is selected on the urinary bladder. This is the range which goes beyond of any man's apprehension. And this is why one needle, when used, treats a whole array of diseases. Now, having taken UB40, which addresses the lower back, you also take another point which is in between the lateral malleolus and the tendon Achilles or Achilles tendon. Achilles tendon, we spoke of the significance. Now, for the purpose of recording, why is it called the Achilles tendon? It is based on a Greek mythology. There was a poet named Homer. Homer was the greatest poet, a legend in Greek mythology, who advocated two poems. One is called the Iliad, and the other is called the Odyssey. We don't really merely confine ourselves to medicine, we also go beyond by studying the mythology, the history. Right? And in the Iliad, you have a legend, a man with phenomenal amount of physical strength, namely Achilles. Now he possessed enormous amount of physical power as a result of his mother holding him by the Achilles tendon when he was an infant, and she used to dip him in the magic potion which made him strong and possess or acquire enormous amount of physical power. Hence he became immortal. So when she was doing that, the entire body got immersed in the magic potion except the region where she was holding on to. Hence that became his weakling. When he embarked on the Helen of Troy, the war to rescue Helen, the arrow, the opponents knew that his weak point was the tendon Achilles. Hence they used an arrow to hit him on the Achilles tendon to kill him. That is the significance of Achilles, hence the name Achilles tendon to pay tribute to this war hero. Now the point between the Achilles tendon and the lateral malleolus is what is this point? Very good. UB60, Kunlun UB60, which is part of the cocktail points. The cocktail points are points which are used to address sciatica. When you have a problem in the lumbar region due to a mechanical injury, a mechanical slip, it could be due to a repetitive strain injury, it could be a sporting injury, it could be a congenital deformity. Whatever the case may be, the moment the sciatic nerve, which innervates from the buttocks all the way up to the ankle, the moment that gets pinched, the moment the nerve gets pinched as a result of the shift, the pain excruciatingly radiates along the lower limb. Very often it is unilateral, but no holds barred, it can also be bilateral. You could have pain radiating on both sides as well. Now for this, the cocktail points are points which has been prescribed. When used, within 2 weeks, the patient will have complete sciatic points. The cocktail points are DU20, gallbladder 30, UB40, and UB60. The reason why it's been called the cocktail point is because when you make a cocktail, you confine yourself to a recipe. When you make Bloody Mary or Margarita or a screwdriver, you have a recipe by which you confine your preparation. Likewise, The cocktail points also has a recipe, and that is 20 Hype U20, Quantiago, which is GB30, gallbladder 30, Vaison, which is UB40, and Kunlun, which is UB60. So 20, 30, 40, 60 is a combination, and GB30 is prudent that you use a 5-tube needle in order to stimulate and come in contact with the sciatic nerve. The moment you do that, with the stimulation, which would induce or elicit 30 sensation along the meridian or the carpal meridian, the patient is definitely in route to recovery. A maximum of 2 weeks is all required. Get the electricity here.
More in the middle of the back.
More in the middle.
That's where, yeah.
Right here, or a little lower?
Higher.
A little higher.
That's where it's locked up, yeah. But the pain I had before was lower in the back.
Okay, now it's a little higher, yeah?
Yeah, which is more muscular.
Okay, tell me when to stop again. Starting now. Okay. In these two spots.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I've also taken Okay, talking about the protective mechanism. Yes. Pain has two factors. One is the protective mechanism and the other is mystery. Now let's analyze to see what the protective mechanism is all about. When a patient has, example, frozen shoulder. The patient comes to your clinic and says, "Doctor, I've had this pain for several months. You can raise the hand gradually.